Hey guys, my name is Luke Santos with Vital MX. We are out here at Kahia Creek Motocross today riding the GasGas MC 450 with our new AEO REP suspension setup. I was able to get the GasGas MC 450 a couple months ago. I've been able to put a good bit of time on the bike and ride it just in complete stock form with the sag set. And over the past couple weeks and months, I've found certain things that I wanted to fine tune with the suspension and update to, help me like the bike a little bit better and then also handle better. I do notice with the stock suspension that although it is, it's better than the previous years and it is plush and it is pretty comfortable. With my speed, I feel like I can blow through the suspension really fast. So any, big bumps or any big landings, that's where I notice the weakness of the stock suspension. So going to the AEO REP suspension, that was something that I was looking for. So a little bit more hold up and then still retain the plushness of the initial part of the stroke. A couple of things that really are notable about the stock suspension versus the AEO REP setup is on the stock setup, you have to be very precise with your movements. So if you overshoot or case something, you're gonna feel it a lot more in your body and you're gonna blow through it. Where with the AEO setup, you have a little bit more, it forgives more, and I feel like you can push and be racier because you don't have to worry about being as precise. So I can charge harder, and maybe if I jump something a little bit longer or come up short, I'm not gonna have to worry about that. So the holdup is really good, but then I still retain that initial plushness in the fork that was, I feel like that's something hard to find. So I was really happy with that, and it makes it a very comfortable and nice ride. Other than the noted improvements with the fork and the holdup that we did get, I felt like I was able to get more balance out of the rear end of the bike. So something with the stock shock, it felt as if when I was exiting corners, I'd be really low in the shock, which would then cause it to be a little bit more erratic. So if you hit a bump or a square edge or something, you could expect to get more kick, where with the AEO REP shock, I noticed it to be more hold up, and then it would drive out of the corner better. So I didn't have to worry about maybe a kick or pushing or something like that, where it retained that safety and comfort. With the bike being more balanced now, I feel like I'm able to go smoother, which ends up being faster, right? So I'm not having to charge into a corner and then reposition and balance and counteract the suspension as I had on the stock stuff. Or with this setup, I'm able to be more neutral, be smoother, which then ends up, you feel more comfortable because you don't have to counteract every movement of the bike and what it's gonna do. Rather, you can let the bike work underneath you and do its thing, which then you can fine tune and move around less and feel better on the bike. So coming off of the balance there, I feel like one notable area of the track was coming down the hill after the two rollers, where on the stock setup, I feel like charging down the hill and getting on the brakes hard, you'd get deep into the fork, which would then, you'd feel it back in the body and it'd be really harsh. Where on this setup, you could charge really deep, but then it would stay very balanced and almost like, it felt like you're in the initial part of the stroke, which was then very plush. And then therefore it made it feel safer and more comfortable, and then almost as if you could ride the bike harder and even different than you could in stock form by what the suspension setup was able to give you. So if you want to learn what we did to the suspension and what the guys at AEO REP did, hit the link below. We'll have a full breakdown of price and the parts changed to our stock air fork and stock shock. And that will help you get a better idea as to what is done. Personally, this is my go-to with my Austrian bikes. I love a air fork, which is crazy. Not many people say that, but for me, I really like this setup. This is kind of my go-to with all my bikes and what I put on there. I get a lot of comfort for a great price, and I really enjoy it. So if you guys like this content, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.